Hey guys, I'm back from my vacation finally. I had a great week away and you guys were able to watch 3 update videos. And thanks for being loyal supporters of our channel. But I'm ready to rock and roll because I'm back in the office and I have a quickie. I wanted to show you this. Some people might call this clickbait. Now, one thing I've never been accused of before is being clickbait. Now, if you put one of my daughters on there, that might be clickbait. I don't know if you recognize the picture, but that is my senior picture. And the picture next to it is a German soldier. Now, I have to thank Gary, who's one of our subscribers and a loyal viewer. He actually wrote to me while I was away. Actually, the day I came back, I got an email from Gary saying, have you seen this picture on eBay? So the picture of the soldier is actually on eBay. I bid on it, but it's only at $15, and I don't want it that bad. But I'm very curious if this guy's last name, if this soldier might be Berg, B-E-R-G. I don't know, because I can't track that down, but if he was, that's my mother's maiden name, is Berg. And so maybe I need to do a DNA test to see if my father is really my father. Just kidding, we actually did Ancestry.com, and I do know my father is my father, but this guy sure looks like a relative of mine. But again, German soldier next to my senior high school picture. The second thing that happened while I was gone, you all know the book, many of you have already ordered it, but I sent a copy to Ian at Forgotten Weapons, and lo and behold, he did a book review, very positive review. Just wanted to do a shout out to all you Forgotten Weapons fans and to say thank you to Ian for reviewing the book. And as he pointed out, they're available on Amazon.com, and in fact, if you're overseas, outside the United States, I recommend going to Amazon, because in many cases you can get it a lot cheaper in terms of shipping than you can from us. Or if you're in the United States, certainly go to our website and order your copy today. The third thing that happened while I was gone, other than you guys enjoying my videos, this came in and I want to show it to you. Now, first of all, I've shown you lots of box PPs and PPKs, and you know what the boxes look like. They look a lot like this. Actually, they look exactly like this. But this is a rare late war box. Let me come a little closer and have you take a look. You can see this cardboard box. Now, this is from early 1943, so it's a wartime box. They were cut in corners. You still have the green label. It is numbered to the gun right here. And if we look at the other ones, the embossed PP and PPK, also Walther banner, are a lot more pronounced. But here you can see the very light Walther banner, and you can see an embossed PP on the cover. And again, very, very light cardboard. This is as good as I've ever seen. You'll see how they put these together. They don't even, they're not even glued together. They just put a little staple on there. So very cheaply made. Same here. You can see the gap. Of course, in the earlier ones, you would never see like a gap here. They were well sealed. But this, you know, for being as flimsy as it is and as old as it is, this is incredible. An incredible find, and to me, very valuable. So I'm planning on holding on to this one just because you never find them in this condition. It's all about the condition. The cleaning rod, nothing special. We've seen those many times before. And then the manual. Now, you're used to this style of manual. This is the more common one in the pre-war and early war. This, however, is dated 1 of 43. So it is a late manual, and not full color, but 2 color, and also a little simpler in design. It's more of a folded, it's more of a folder than a booklet. On the front, you can see the PP with the finger extension box magazine. I'll just let you peruse this because you may never see one again. There you see the wartime magazine, how to load the magazine, 60 degree safety, so it's a little bit later. Shows the use of the pistol. It also tells me they were still selling commercial guns in 1943. Now, the average citizen just couldn't go to the local store and buy a gun. I'm assuming you would have to be a party leader or have a permit and a reason to carry a gun. And only, I would think, party officials would be allowed to do a private purchase. And by the way, many officers bought their own pistol if there weren't enough to go around, or they just wanted a smaller PP or PPK. they could get a permit to purchase their own sidearm. And from what I can tell, that happened fairly often, because most of the capture stories that I hear this was captured from a German officer. Some of that is embellishment, but I've heard it so many times that it has to be true that the officers, it was common for them when they were on leave, on furlough, they would go to get a permit and buy a sidearm and carry it with them. So that would be another reason somebody would want to buy a gun in 1943 and get permission from the Nazi Party. Now let's take a look at the bottom half. You can see it's double boxed, and I don't know that I've seen that before. It was so flimsy that I think they double boxed it here. You can see the double layer. Again, the corners, I can see daylight through the corners, so they're just stapled together. Here's a good example. This is the late war tin. Instead of having the factory embossed on here, it just has the Walther logo. And when we open it up, you see it's just the oil bottle, which is pretty common. I often find oil in there. People find that remarkable, but I'm amazed how many times I have like at least a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch of oil. This one does not have the oil. And then the cleaning cloth, you can see the inside of the tin. Cleaning cloth has the Walther banner on it. So we know this is the original cleaning cloth. Now if we take a look at the gun itself, by the way, there's the spare mag. Now this magazine, interestingly, is a Walther banner only. Probably should have the caliber, but they, again, probably all came together. They just grabbed a magazine, but this is a magazine from an earlier date, probably 1939, maybe as late as 1940. But again, they threw magazines in bins. The workers reached over and grabbed a spare magazine. They didn't stop and look to make sure it had the caliber. But by 1943, it should be the banner plus the caliber underneath it. Let's see about the magazine in the gun. This one is actually even more of a surprise. This is a high polish Walther banner, so this is even earlier than the spare. So again, the gun, which looks pristine in a pristine box, seems to have what many collectors would call the wrong magazine. I don't mess with history. It came together. I believe this is the way it left the factory, so I'm going to leave it alone. But in 1943, it should be a dull color magazine like this, or dull finish magazine like this, and it should have the caliber. Here's a picture of what it should look like in 1943. Has the banner and the caliber. This is a high polish, so this actually comes from the 1930s. So technically the wrong magazine, but they came together, so let's not mess with history. We have the red grip, which is a rare variation. They did make for a very short period of time, including 1943. They made a red grip. No idea why. Some people have had theories. Who knows? They just decided black was boring, and they tried some red, and I think it looks really cool. But that's a rare variation. You can see the gun has just a less than 1% wear where it went in and out of a holster. You also can see wear here where the gun was shot. The bore, by the way, is absolutely mint. You see the front strap and the back strap, a little bit of wear. So it was shot a few times. Then you see the serial number on the slide and the frame. It's not SS, but remember, after serial number 250 or thereabouts, they marked them on both the frame and the slide. So this was after the transition to marking them both places. And then it, of course, is Eagle and marked on the slide, ejection port, and there will be one on the end of the barrel. And let's check that out. And sure enough, there it is, the Eagle N. So the Eagle N, which is test firing proofs in 3 places on the gun. And they did that right up into the end of production in 1945. So I saved the best for last. The fourth thing that came in while I was gone was a party leader PPK. Now I was actually headed home, and this sold off the website over the July 4th weekend. Now I knew that it was coming in because I bought it before I left, and I had to spend more to get this party leader than I've ever spent before just on the gun. Now obviously I've bought rigs and box guns for more, But I had to spend more to get this party leader, but the prices are going up and the value of collectibles keeps going up. In fact, it's much like if you look at the real estate market where you are. I just talked to a realtor who said that she got 100,000 over asking price on a house, and there were like 4 other people who wanted the house. The bottom line is high-end houses and collectibles are going for record prices. So all that is to say, the setup is we put this, actually Randy listed this over the July 4th weekend, and it's sold in 30 minutes. At the price, which was a record price for us, I thought it would be there for a while. And actually the opposite happened. Not only did it sell within the first half hour, but we had 4 to 5 other people who all wrote and said, oh, I wanted it, do you have another one? So they are getting harder to find and the prices keep going up. I'm not trying to hype this up for you. I'm just letting you know that it's getting difficult to find some of these really high-end collectibles, and there are a lot of people out there with money to spend. That's a good thing because it means the economy is good, and we all like to hear that. But let me show you an alternative that you might want to consider. So today I wanted to show you this Party Leader PPK because I've actually had this grip for quite a while. I showed it in previous videos, so we've done this before. This is not anything new, but I do want to show it to you again because I decided it's time to sell it. I've had it for quite a while, probably a year, but this is actually a fake Party Leader grip. And I've pointed out how you can tell it's a fake, but to be honest, it's really, really hard to tell. And it might be a good substitute if you don't want to spend $10,000 to $15,000 for a real one. This might be something you could put up proudly on display. And let's check out how close to the real thing it is. Okay, so this is a real Party Leader grip. That comes out of my collection, not for sale. I have to actually keep 1 or 2 of them for myself. And this is the fake Party Leader grip that I've had for quite a while. I'll show you the other side as well. Let's flip them over. And the reason I haven't wanted to sell it is obviously if I put the fake on my website and I say this is a reproduction, I don't use the word fake, but we'll say this is a reproduction Party Leader grip. How do I know a dealer or an unscrupulous person isn't going to buy it and put it on auction or put it on their website and get $10,000 for it or more? And the answer is I don't. But I can't keep it forever. I bought it specifically to do the video on how to spot a fake, and we'll go into that a little bit further. But what I want to do is not put this on the website, not open it up to the public. But for those of you who I know and trust, if you're interested in this reproduction Party Leader grip on a very nice early PPK, I'm willing to sell this at a fraction of what a real one would be, of course. But again, I want to sell it to somebody who is going to promise they're not going to resell it as real. Sooner or later, it may get back into the market. There's nothing I can do about it. But it was made some time ago, and as I said, I've had it for about a year. So fake Party Leader grip. Now, here's another fake, which these are a lot more accessible. And you can tell right away, the color's not quite right. It's kind of a dull. The eagle is a little bit weak. There's the real Party Leader grip, and there's a fake. This is an obvious fake. So in other words, if I were going to Gunbroker or an auction and somebody pictured this, I would know from the picture that it was reproduction. I could tell from the picture. But if I went to Gunbroker and this was on it, or an auction, and they presented it as real, I would believe it was real until I got it at home and I was able to check some of the tells, which I'll show you in a minute. Until I got it home, I wouldn't have known. Now, with many auctions, it's too late. You buy it as real, it turns out to be fake. The seller does not honor any kind of return, which we do, of course. Then you just spent $10,000 on a $500 grip. Okay, I've shown you this before, but you never get tired of seeing Party Leader grips. This is a scale, obviously, 1.2 ounces, and they actually vary 1.2, 1.3, obviously with or without the screw, but this is the real Party Leader grip, 1.2 ounces. And again, 1.2, 1.3 is right, but remember that's without the screw, in case you're doing that yourself. Here is the really good fake, 1.6 ounces. So and you can feel it's definitely heavier. It's not Bakelite, it's a heavier material. And then this poor fake is also 1.6. So the two fakes were 1.6 and this one was 1.2. So there is a difference in weight. Now, let me show you another way to tell, which I don't think I've shown you before. Let's take a look at the real one. And a lot of people say, well, the real ones always have the metal insert, and that's true. If you look down inside there, you see the metal insert, which is just a piece of aluminum. It wraps around so that it comes over here. Sometimes it's covered a little bit with the molding, Bakelite molding, and over here. So this one has the metal insert, that's important. But also, more importantly, take a look at the bottom. See these pieces? Those are rounded. At the top is rounded. The top piece and the bottom piece are rounded. Now, if we look at this is the poor fake, and yet there's the metal insert. See the metal insert? Now, I don't see it on the side, but I think it's underneath the molding. But you can see it does have a metal insert inside. So they actually perfected that. But notice these pieces are squared instead of rounded. Let's do them side by side. See, rounded and squared. So that's a real easy tell. Again, only if the person selling it would show you the inside of it would you be able to tell. Here is the better fake. I keep saying fake. Here's the better reproduction. Again, this one, I don't see any sign of a metal insert. I don't believe this has a metal insert. There's no sign here, no sign here. This one does not have the metal insert, so it's probably easier to make. But again, it's squared and not rounded. So those are the easiest ways to tell, but if you're at a gun show or trying to buy something, you have to ask them to take it off and take pictures or show you, and that's the only way you would be able to tell for sure. And if you're buying one, obviously you want to make sure, do you have a hands-on inspection, at least a 3-day inspection period where I can return it. Otherwise, you shouldn't be spending that kind of money on something that looks this good. Remember, you buy something that looks that good, unless you know what you're doing, you just lost $10,000. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you can like and subscribe to our channel because I have a lot of other really good videos to show you. And also remember, if you go to eBay, there's still pictures of my dad available.